German vacation night, huh?
Yeah.
You like BMW?
Yes.
Oh, watch this.
During World War II, the German economy flourished as civilian industry churned out the hardware necessary to bomb the crap out of Europe. From airplane manufacturers to munitions factories, Germany saw almost full employment in the service of the Third Reich. One sector of the German economy that did especially well was the automotive industry, which saw the invention of the Volkswagen and the growth of companies such as Daimler-Benz and BMW. Of course, all this thrilling growth was possible because the Nazi regime gave the civilian companies millions of free workers in the form of slave laborers from concentration camps. Now, years later, some of these companies have paid money to the workers enslaved during World War II. But one company, BMW, hasn't paid out one thin Deutschmark to the nearly 12,000 slave laborers forced to work during the war.
Certain German industrial companies and the Nazi regime knowingly use Holocaust victims from concentration camps as slave laborers.
There is ample evidence to show that these people weren't just following orders other than their own corporate board's greed.
Last year, BMW grossed over $2 billion. How could a company that prides itself on an image of wealth and class let itself be known as a deadbeat? For BMW to welch on their debts was, well, regrettable. It was time to call in Sal Piro, the awful truth bill collector.
All you corporate executives out there, just remember one thing. If I'm looking for you, I'm gonna find you.
Nice cars these BMW makes. And at these prices, they must be making some nice profits, too.
Driving this car is truly an incredible experience. You like to have some room.
Boy, I bet you could fit a lot of things in there.
You can. You can't really put a value on fun.
Fun? I can think of a few people who didn't exactly think of BMW as fun. And it's a shame that you had to suffer.
Nobody knows what we went through.
No, Holmes.
Daily, by SSN dogs, marching to the BMW.
In the factory, they stayed behind me with a stopwatch, and if you didn't produce enough, then you were sent to Bergen-Belsen to be killed.
And no money could bring back the loss and the torture that Jewish people have been through. I realize that.
Nothing can compensate for that.
Nothing. There's no money in the world can compensate that. Well, I'll tell you, I'm going over to BMW, and I'm going to give some action over there.
I headed over to BMW, U.S. headquarters, to try and shake some answers out of the big boss. U.S. Chairman and CEO, Dr. Heinrich Heitmann.
Look at all the windows. Wow. You know what BMW stands for? Break my windows.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Linda at reception. I have a Sal Puro down here.
Good afternoon.
Rosemary sent me down from Dr. Heitmann's office because he's not available today.
What's your title in the company?
I'm his driver.
Oh, you're his driver.
A driver? Who are they going to send next? The cook, the butler? No. They sent me this guy, Mr. Public Relations Head.
I'm here today, Jack, to get these people compensated for their money that's due them. Anything that's due them for the damages that they've been doing the war. That's what I'm here for. And that BMW is going to do the right thing. And I'm sure you're going to do the right thing.
We really welcome the opportunity to speak with these survivors directly.
Well, it's just like your cars. If something goes wrong with the brakes in your car, and there's a brake defect, you just act on that right away. Am I right or wrong?
Certainly.
This is 50 years, and nobody's done nothing.
This is the first we're learning of this.
Is this your first time you're learning that they had slave labor during the war? Come on, I even know that.
All of German industry was forced to use labor.
The laborers were forced to work in these companies. That's what I'm trying to get across to you, Jack.
And industry was forced to use them.
Are you saying that BMW was a victim during the war?
There are no winners on this issue. Up until this point, this has been an issue that has been dealt with solely between survivors and the German government.
Jack, let's not pass the bucket. The governor and you people, you know what I mean? Let's compensate, let's get together, let's get the ball on the roll.
No victims of forced labor have come forth to BMW asking for any kind of compensation. No survivor has been in direct contact with BMW up until this point. No survivors of forced labor have ever come forward and made a claim against BMW. No survivors have been in contact with our company. None.
Here's the copy of the letter which I sent to BMW in November 92. I sent them a certified mail and I was asking for compensation.
Now this is getting confusing. BMW says they were never contacted. But Mr. Eisen here sent them a certified letter that they signed for in 1992. That's like 8 years ago. If there's one thing I hate more than a deadbeat, is a lying deadbeat. I figured it was time that BMW and Mr. Eisen met face to face. So I made another appointment with Jack Pitney and headed back to corporate headquarters.
We call Jack. We call him. Okay.
Just hang on a couple minutes, Mr. Pitney will be here. That's it.
We were invited back here. Is this Jack coming down? Do you represent the company? Does anybody represent the company here? Oh, you don't work for nobody. Everybody just walks around here, they're robots. Where's all the bosses? There's nobody? We don't operate the operation? I'm sure the operation is operating. I want to talk to Jack Pittman. I was invited here.
No. I don't know whether you're invited or not. Okay. Listen, nobody's gonna come and see you today. Okay? They feel you're running.
They feel you're running what?
Unannounced.
I was working for BMW.
He worked for BMW.
I understand that. I understand that. I understand the issues.
I mean, the tortures
Okay.
that this man went through, and you mean to say you don't have anybody on this premises to represent him? So I have the letter here stating that they contacted him in 1992, and they never answered him back. Why? The man is right what he's saying. I mean, he's not looking for something he's not entitled to. And this is terrible. See what I mean? You were right. They will not show up.
They didn't change.
Yes, they didn't change.
The same policy.
The same policy the way they were 50 years ago. BMW was still trying to sell an image of wealth and class. But that opera guy gave me an idea.
The BMW 7 Series. Now with our exclusive break-resistant security glass.
Viso, il pianto in riso, e vento